Let's hear this vocal without my processing.
Y quiero acariciarte de nuevo y tatuar mi nombre en tu cuello.
And now with.
Para que te acuerdes de mí cuando vayas a amarrarte el cabello.
Now, a lot of you might say, wow, there's a lot of plugins on those vocals. Why do you need to use so many plugins? Well, to be honest, each plugin is doing a little bit, and the combination of all these things gives me the sound that I want to hear. So let's go through each one, show you exactly what they're doing, why I'm using them. Let's jump into it. What is up? Jacob here with another video to help you record better, mix better, and work better. Today we're going to be going through my vocal processing chain in my mixing. I'm going to show you each plugin I'm using, why I'm using them, and kind of demonstrate what they're doing. But before we jump into it, I want to tell you about something really special. I have written up a free ebook about being a recording studio ninja. In this ebook, I cover the 5 main principles that I use on a day-to-day basis to keep my clients happy, keep them coming back, and even through great service and word of mouth, bring new clients through the door. I want you to have it. Again, it's absolutely free. Go to www.mixwithjacob.com/ninja. Pick that up. Let's jump into the video. The first plugin I have on my vocal chain, you'll see up here, is the Virtual Mix Rack by Steven Slate. Now, I use this plugin actually because my vocal recording mic of choice is actually the Slate virtual microphone. Now, I have a couple other mics in the mic locker that I can use, but to be honest, this one is the one that's always set up. I have it set up so I could just quickly open a session, start recording. You know, the client doesn't have to wait for me to set up a microphone, get it working, tested, whatever. But I do have other mic options. This one just happens to be there, so I use it all the time. I use the virtual microphone emulations in the plugin. So if you don't own the Slate virtual mic, this is not really a plugin that can apply to you. The next plugin I'm using in my vocal chain is one that you all surely know, the Auto-Tune by Antares. Now this is just doing some basic tuning. I have a bit of flex tune, which is, it allows more of the pitch deviation. I have the Humanize up to 15, which has a more natural kind of end of notes. And you know, I have my key set. It's an alto tenor for the type of voice, and it's got a retune speed of 15, so it's not too crazy. Let me show you what it's doing. You know, very basic vocal processing as far as the auto-tune goes. The next plugin I have in the chain is EQ. I like to do what you call subtractive EQ. Usually I like to do this before multiband compression or before any compression for that matter. I like to take out the frequencies that maybe are bugging me, that I don't like so much. So you know, very subtle change. I'm just cutting out a bit of the low mids that maybe get a bit honky, and a little bit of that 2.5 that tends to get a little bit harsh in this particular artist's voice. The next plugin I have in my chain is a multi-band compressor called the MC404 by MicDSP. And all this is doing is really taming some of the frequencies that are poking out of the vocal kind of in global blocks. So like a very low end, low mid, mid, and high frequencies. It's easier to just show you what it's doing than to try and explain it, but so you can see it's kind of just taming some of that low end frequency at the moment, where any kind of build up in the low mids, it's compressing it down, allowing the vocal to stay full, but not too present in that low end. The next plugin I have in my vocal chain is the CLA76, which I often change out depending on the vocalist, depending on the tone, what, you know, the song, the nature of the song. I like the CLA76 because it's really aggressive. So I have a tendency to really like to compress hard in the vocals because I want them to be really up here. Using a medium fast attack and a very fast release, it allows me to get that vocal really in my face. Let's listen to that again in solo. I mean, obviously the vocal is a little bit louder because of just the nature of how much I'm compressing it, but what it's doing is bringing that vocal really up front, and it allows it to really sit on top of the mix better. Next plugin I have in the chain is the Soothe 2 plugin by Oik Sound. Very subtle. I'm using this, you can see I'm using it at mix 30%, and depth not too high. It's just kind of going to tame some of those harsh frequencies that come out and those resonances. Basically what the EQ is designed for is to tame resonant frequencies in your signal. And I'm using this a little more heavily in the 200, 250 range in the vocal, kind of where that buildup tends to happen in a vocal, and a little bit more intense in the high-end mid-range, like 3, 4K, just taming those harsh frequencies. Next, we have another EQ. Even with the subtractive EQ I do before, all the compression tends to bring out some frequencies that now are a little bit more apparent. And so I sometimes need to go sculpt, very broad stroke sculpting. Like as you can see here, the only really intense thing I'm doing is a little bit of dynamic EQ around 300 hertz. There was like a build-up frequency that was kind of poking out there for me. And I brought that down. And also just some global sculpting, you know, nothing too crazy around the top end. Yeah, you can see it's just cleaning up a little bit of the frequency range of that vocal. Next plugin I like to use, very underrated plugin, is the Protools stock lo-fi plugin. What it's doing is adding a little bit of harmonic saturation to the vocal, bringing out some kind of harmonics, and it kind of allows the vocal to come to life for me. So it's pretty much always on my vocal chain. So you can see it's just bringing that vocal to life, just adding a bit of saturation, kind of making it really poke out. And last but not least, I have a little bit of a de-esser on the vocal, just to help with those S frequencies. It's on split band, and I'm using this kind of filter here, so it's not affecting all of the top end, it's only affecting the frequency range that I specify. If you want, we can hear kind of what it's doing. Just getting rid of that nasty stuff, that's all. And that's it, that's my vocal processing chain. There's a load of plugins in there, but they're all doing little things that give me my desired result in the end. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And before you go, leave me a comment down below under this video and let me know which secret sauce plugin are you using on your vocals that you did not see in my plugin chain. Let me know, I'm always looking for new tools, so let me know down below in the comments. And once again, thank you for watching. I will see you next week. Peace.